One of the biggest challenges that every reader faces is whether or not they should buy an e-reader. In today's video, I am breaking down the pros and the cons of two of the most popular e-readers on the market today. The Kindle Paperwhite and the lesser known but maybe possibly better BOOX Palma. By the time this video ends, you will know exactly which device is right for you. But before we dive in, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on any bookish content like this. Now let's jump in. So let's kick things off with the Kindle Paperwhite. I have a feeling that if you have been looking for an e-reader, this is the device that you have most likely come across the most often, and it is very popular for a reason, and that's because it is simple and reliable. There is a little to no learning curve with this. When it comes to the Kindle, it is super simple to just grab this device and start reading straight out of the box. Let me just explain a few of my favorite features that the Kindle has to offer. So when it comes to the Paperwhite, one of the things that I mean, it just goes without saying, it's in the name, Paperwhite. It's a screen quality. When you read on a Kindle device, the e-ink display has little to no strain on your eyes. That means whenever you are outside in the bright sun, you can adjust the screen brightness to compensate for the light outside. Or if you're in the dark and you want to read in a dark mode, you can actually toggle the display to change so that the background becomes black and the text becomes white and little to no light is emitted from your screen. Actually, I found this extremely handy whenever I was in the newborn phase with my son. There were so many sleepless nights in those early days, and my Kindle literally never left my side because when my son would wake up in the middle of the night, I couldn't just turn the TV on. The lights were way too bright. I couldn't listen to something because the noise might disturb him. But when it came to my Kindle, I could turn it on in dark mode and just hold him in one hand and my Kindle in the other. And I read so much as a new mom. Another thing that I really appreciate about the Kindle is its battery life. I rarely charge this device. I'm not joking. You can literally go weeks without charging your Kindle and it works just fine. And I know because I'm on it all the time. Like, I use my Kindle every single day and still rarely charge it. And can we talk about the fact that this is waterproof? Whenever we were on vacation this summer, we were by the pool and I just could not risk bringing my paperbacks down to the pool. I got nervous. What if someone splashes and then the pages get wet and they warp? But when it came to my Kindle, I was actually in the pool with the Kindle. I would lean over the ledge and prop my Kindle up, and I never worried about what's going to happen to it if it gets wet because it's completely waterproof. And as far as the ease of use goes, the Kindle for sure beats the BOOX Palma in this category. The moment you get your Kindle, it's pretty much just take it out the box and start reading. There are a few things that you can do that may require a learning curve, like learning how to use the Libby app or your library's app to download books for free on your Kindle, but that's not really that big of a deal. You know, once you connect your app to your library card, it is automatically sending your books here and returning them to the library for you. So when it comes to ease of use, I'm gonna have to say the Kindle wins in this category. Now, you've heard me say a lot of amazing things about the Kindle, so you're probably thinking, well, clearly Kindle is the winner. But don't stop listening just yet. The BOOX Palma has some features that I have never seen in an e-reader before, and I cannot wait to tell you all about them. Unbox my new e-reader with me. This is the BOOX Palma. It has a small, compact design and a cute minimalist case, but my favorite thing is how you can customize the home screen with your favorite apps. I'm talking Wattpad, Libby, Hoopla, Audible, Kindle, and more. You can switch pages using the touchscreen or use the buttons on the side to turn the pages for you. You can take screenshots of your favorite book pages, listen to audiobooks, and even access the Google Play Store to download your favorite book apps like Goodreads. You can also use the built-in camera to scan documents. Okay, so where the Kindle really shines in its simplicity, that's also kind of its limiting factor. All you can do on the Kindle is Kindle books, Kindle Unlimited, and then of course library books, but those have to be in the Kindle format as well. So if all you want is Kindle books, get the Kindle. But if you're looking for something that can do a little bit more than just Kindle books, you're gonna wanna check out the BOOX Palma because it is essentially a phone. I mean, minus the phone part. It's essentially a smartphone with an e-ink display. Let me explain. So with the BOOX Palma, you actually get access to the entire Google Play Store. So that means you are able to download apps like Goodreads, Wattpad, Libby, Hoopla, TikTok. You could literally download any app you want from the Google Play Store straight onto this device and customize it. So if you're someone who likes to read across different apps, if you're really into Wattpad, you might want to consider getting a BOOX Palma device instead of the Kindle because you can get your Wattpad app straight on this device. You also have a little camera built into the back right here. And while that may seem odd, it's really nice if you're someone maybe like a student who is constantly getting documents and you can take pictures of them. It will automatically convert them to a PDF and you can read those documents straight on the Palma as well. But I will say something that I have noticed with the BOOX Palma is that with these more robust apps that require a higher refresh rate, the screen is not fluid. It is an e-ink display. So although you may be able to download something like TikTok, it's not going to be this smooth experience that you're used to on your iPhone. It's going to be very slow on the refreshing. So you're going to see those frames. You're constantly going to see the screen flashing. So it's not one-to-one as far as the experience goes, but it's still possible. Another perk of the BOOX Palma is the most obvious one, and that is the size. Let me just hold this next to my Kindle for you. I mean, it is a good bit smaller than the Kindle Paperwhite. This could never fit in my pocket. This absolutely could fit in my pocket. And actually, this came in handy when we were traveling over the summer because there were some times when, believe it or not, this was just too much space taken up in my purse. I could not afford this much space gone in my handbag. I needed this with me so that way I could read on the go and still have room for other things. I also love it that it can fit easily in the side pouch of my son's diaper bag, which I know that's really specific to me, but maybe you're a mom too and you know that babies just need a lot of stuff. But if you could spare a small compartment in his diaper bag and slip this in there, who knows, maybe the next time they're running around at the playground, you can have something to do for yourself too while they're like hanging out with their friends. It's just nice to have that. Or if they fall asleep in the car and then now you're nap trapped in the car but you wish you could read, you have this with you. So that's kind of how I use this device. So let's recap. The BOOX Palma has a lot of things going for it. It has the small, compact size. It has the multitasking and Google Play Store app access. You can read in multiple formats and download any app from the entire Google Play Store. But let's talk about one of the downsides, and that is the learning curve. If you are an Android user, you may not think this device has a learning curve. You are probably already familiar with the Google Play Store and the wording and language and all of the jargon that surrounds an Android device. But if you're like me and you are pretty much Apple only, it's going to be a foreign language to you. First off, I did not have a Google Play account. I had to create one. Not a big deal, right? But then couple that with the fact that I don't know what the app icons I'm looking for look like. I don't understand all of the ins and outs of just the operating system of this device. So there was a bit of a learning curve, and typically whenever you receive a device, it's kind of standard that, they have like a little pamphlet that has like an instruction manual or maybe a quick start guide to just like get you in the device as soon as possible. This did not come with that. The manual was actually on the device, so in order to learn how to use it, you had to know how to use it in a way. So that kind of made things a little bit confusing for me. However, I'm pretty tech savvy, so within 30 minutes I was fairly confident that I could work this easily. However, if you're considering gifting this to someone else, or maybe you are not what you call tech savvy, I don't know if I would recommend this to you unless you're already familiar with Android devices. So let's break it down. Which device should you buy? I'm gonna try to explain this as succinctly as possible. If you are someone who wants to just read and not deal with extra features, if you just want access to maybe even an existing catalog where you can pay a monthly subscription and have books already on your device, if you want something out of the box that's really good at what it promises to do, you're just going to want to get the Kindle Paperwhite, okay? It is simple, reliable, straightforward. The size is, it's typical of a normal paperback book size. You're going to be familiar with it. I highly recommend, if you want simple, straightforward, reliable, I just want to read, get the Paperwhite. But if you're someone who likes to multitask, if you're someone who just likes gadgets and you like to switch between different apps like Kindle and Wattpad, and maybe you even want to have access to Goodreads or your own personal PDFs, if you're not afraid of a little learning curve or you're already familiar with Android devices, you're gonna want to get the BOOX Palma. It is such a fun toy. And honestly, that is the big differentiator for me. I think of this as my everyday e-reader, where I think of this as my reading toy, which I know that's kind of a funny way to think about it because neither one of these are technically essential, but I do feel like my Kindle is a reading essential in a way because I have a lot of my library and access to my local library here, but I only really ever pick up the BOOX Palma when I'm traveling, or I know maybe it's going to be a really busy day and I'm out and about and I just want something small and I want to have this on hand just in case I have the chance to read. Now, I cannot continue talking about these two devices without mentioning the price point because neither one of these are what I would call cheap toys. They are both over the $100 mark, so it's going to take some thought as to whether or not you want to invest your money in this. And maybe you're thinking, okay, Christmas is coming up, one of these may or may not be on sale, which one should I go for? There's a pretty big price difference between the two items. So the Kindle Paperwhite starts at $149, which on Prime Day and Black Friday, I know they run some seriously amazing deals, or at least they have in the past, on these devices. And all things considered, that's pretty budget friendly if you read a lot. You can get your money's worth in the 5 times 20. Yeah, you can get your money's worth in about the cost of 5 books. So if you think of it that way, would I rather buy 5 books from Barnes & Noble or buy this one time and have access to an entire catalog's worth of books? That's pretty budget friendly. The BOOX Palma, on the other hand, again, maybe this has something to do with the thinking behind why I picture it as more of a toy or a splurge purchase. This device, although smaller, does come with a lot more features, and again, it is more like an e-ink phone. It comes in starting price at $279 US, at least it does at the time of filming this video, which, if I'm being honest, is kind of a lot of money. Would I pay full price for this device? Personally, no. Oh God, I'm being honest. Okay, But if you had access to a sale, for sure. Or if you have some expendable income and you just enjoy buying tech, absolutely. But if I'm putting these side by side saying $149, this is upside down, that's bothering me. $149 or $279, I'm gonna go with this option. It just makes sense, okay? They at their core, I'm trying just to read. This lets me read just as well as this, and sometimes this is better because it's easier. All right, wrapping things up with my final thoughts. Do I regret purchasing my Kindle Paperwhite? Never. Never, never, never. It has been such a dream device, and honestly, I'm gonna do a full video just on the Kindle Paperwhite and a full video just on the BOOX Palma so you can see my setup, how I use them, the accessories I recommend for them. If you're wanting a little bit more of a deep dive into those devices, you can look for that video. But my final thoughts are, I don't regret purchasing the Kindle Paperwhite. I was actually gifted the BOOX Palma and I love it. I genuinely enjoy it. It's such a fun toy, but that's truly how I view it, is it's more of a toy. Even though it's smaller, it's not necessarily easier to hold. They're pretty much equal when it comes to holding because I have a pop socket on here. I think if you were to put a pop socket on here, it'd be just as convenient. Oh, there's something on here that I do really like, and that is these buttons on the side. What makes this a little bit more convenient actually than the Paperwhite is the fact that I can turn the pages with the volume buttons on the side. So that's kind of really nice. Like I said, it's way more customizable than the Kindle. The Kindle, you turn it on and then what you get is what you get. This, you can program some of the buttons to do different things. You can arrange your apps, organize them into different folders, set a background on your device if you would like one. So it's a lot more customizable in that way. However, I just think $279 is a little bit much for this device, and maybe that's just me. Maybe you don't think it's too much, but if it were to be on sale, if it was a gifted item, or maybe you just have extra money and you're looking for something fun, then I say go for it. I do love it and I do use it often. I just am not quite convinced that the price point matches what you get. Maybe when they upgrade it in the future, it will, or maybe they'll lower the price point in the future and I'll feel differently. But as of today, that's kind of my final thoughts. I genuinely don't think you can go wrong with either device that you choose, but just be aware that there are some pretty significant differences in terms of features, ease of use, and price point. So those are my thoughts. That is my full comparison between both the Kindle Paperwhite and the BOOX Palma. Let me know in the comments, which team are you? Are you team Paperwhite or team BOOX Palma? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and letting me chat about some of my favorite e-reading devices. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye, and I will see you in the next one.